What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Sideline Talk. I'm the humble beast himself, Coach Hurd.
British, y'all Allen saying the place to be once again.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, former Coach Tay. I'm feeling that more than ever right about
Oh,
now.
you embracing it, huh?
I gotta embrace it. I'm feeling it, so I gotta embrace it.
You feeling it? Oh, yeah. I know this time of year, especially next week when
Yeah,
camps kick off. Ooh,
yeah,
oh, you
right.
gonna be hurting. Hey, all in due time. We leave it at that. All in due time,
Due time.
for sure. We back at it. Welcome to Sideline Talk, everybody. Follow us on YouTube, Sideline Talk _SLT, Instagram at the Sideline Talk, in the Facebook group, hashtag Sideline Talk, and on Twitch, Sideline Talk. Please like, share, and subscribe. So, y'all see the title. NFL is back. YouTube, y'all see the title. What will the NFL do with Deshaun Watson? We got that to discuss. We got Ravens training camp to discuss. We got a shopper to stop it. But before we get into that, you probably can tell from the accent and from all the Baltimore logo. So Baltimore's what we love. Baltimore's what we rep. So today, as expected, the Orioles has traded Trey Mancini for two minor league pitchers, right-handers, Seth Johnson and Chase McDermott. Mike Elias, who is the manager of the O's, said this was a weighty trade, meaning it was needed. He says there's a championship window opening for us, and he believes young pieces are needed.
So, I mean, let's just dive into this. I mean, here's my thing. I mean, you get one guy who's clearly about to have Tommy John surgery, which is the worst surgery a pitcher can possibly have. He's about to have that right now. And that's their number 6 overall prospect from Tampa. And you also get, I believe, the number 12 prospect from Houston, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, when you think about getting rid of people and making those types of decisions, I just feel like nothing's new here. Nothing. When you get rid of a guy like Mancini, a guy who beat cancer, a guy who is obviously the glue of that locker room and things like that, and means so much to the city, in my opinion, I know everybody's expecting me to say, it's a bad move and all that kind of stuff, but Mancini was batting like what? 260 maybe? I don't even remember what he's batting. I got to look his batting average up, but he's batting like 260. He's not what he used to be. So at this point, it is what it is. They can still sign him in free agency if they want to spend money in this offseason, but obviously it just tells you how they feel about the run for the wild card spots coming up. They're not worried about that. It is what it is. They're not trying to compete this year. So I guess Ryan, I'm going to call Ryan out since he always tagging me in something. Ryan Phillips, you're not competing this year. So just get that out of your mind. Mike Elias and them have just told you that they're not trying to compete. So with that being said, expect what we like to call the slip and slide to start coming. They about to start bringing people up, and if they do great. But if they don't, it's going to be trial by error. So as great as they played throughout so far this year, we can kind of expect not so great play or trial by error play, if you will.
Gotcha.
I would like to say this though. Every time we win a game, they ain't got to tag me. Like, I mean, it's a win. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, it's a comeback. But if you do, I will be there on your post just to remind you when something bad happen. When something bad happens, I will be there to remind you guys about
How
that.
do you feel about when he says there's a him and the clubhouse feels there's a championship window starting to open up for the team?
Well, I think if he's talking about a window opening like super soon,
Yeah,
uh, like I don't
like
know about that. Like that's
next year and forward, I would say.
I think that's still yet to be seen. Like I mean, you got to have a little bit more consistency batting, and right now we don't have that. There's nobody in that lineup that you look at and you like, all right, I'm scared to pitch against that guy. To Al's credit, when you go against that Yankee lineup, you're pitching around Judge, and if you pitch the Judge, it's a chance he's going to take the ball out of the ballpark.
Hmm.
And we don't have that guy right now. Rushman has played well, probably as good as expected coming up here. But when you look around, who Santander? No, Santander is batting like what 250 right now. There's nobody in our lineup that you can look at and say, I fear this guy. So I'm not buying that. I'm selling that right there. That the championship window is fast approaching. It's not. You still got to have guys that's proven. Guys come up and prove themselves. Like everybody, the prospects are coming up. Okay, they still got to prove themselves.
Yeah, yeah. So
Nothing.
Diaz get called up today.
Right.
But maybe not like a year, but it. I guess the window's opening up if these young guys starting to pan out. So like within the near future, within 5 years, I would say 3 years or so.
My thing is, even if the young guys pan out, you still have to go out and get quality free agents.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they at least two quality free agents. And when I say quality, I mean I should say upper echelon. You need somebody for them to fear, to put in this lineup where you can't just give the rest of the batters any pitches they want to get.
Mm-hmm. You have a question. Would you trade or keep Cedric Mullins before we transition to Mr. Watson?
I'm personally keeping Cedric Mullins at this point because if you're not going to get a major haul for Cedric Mullins, you got to keep him because of what he can do, like in the field, what he can do when he gets on base, and he's already shown that he can consistently hit for average in prior years. So if you can get a 285 to 300 hitter with 25 steals, 20 doubles, and maybe 10 home runs, you want that at the top of your lineup. You don't want to just give away a guy like that for cash considerations or mid-level prospects or whatever the case may be. The only way I'm trading him is if I'm getting something substantial.
Absolutely. It wasn't that bad of a rant,
No, it wasn't that bad.
It was good. If y'all haven't been watching TV, if you haven't been listening to the radio, if you just waking up today.
Good morning.
Breaking news. Deshaun Watson has been suspended for the first 6 games of the season. Was this the right move? Thoughts on the decision by former judge Sue Robertson?
Right move is a tricky way to put that.
Okay.
Now, he's settled all but one civil case.
Yep.
And it's been tried by 2 different prosecutors, and they can't find anything on him substantial.
Criminal.
Of all of these cases. Criminal, correct. So technically, you're suspending him to the letter of the law of him not being able to be persecuted. You're suspending him for view, how you view it.
Yeah, and I think they called it misconduct.
Misconduct that it hasn't been proven that he did. So it's alleged misconduct that you're suspending him for.
You preaching.
And in that case, 6 games, I don't know if I want to say is fair, is accurate, but for the viewpoint of something, suspending someone for 6 games, I guess is accurate. Now, what he quote unquote did, if he did what they alleged he did, that's not enough. It should be a lifetime ban if he did what
What's
they
that?
did.
Okay.
Y'all ready for my take? Because if anything was going to be a rant, this was going to be a rant.
Okay.
It's too much. The 6 games is too much. Here's why I say it's too much. You're talking about two prosecutors in the state of Texas for a black man who allegedly was accused of sexual misconduct criminally by 24 women. 24. Both prosecutors said they have no means to criminally charge this gentleman. So at this point, it's hearsay. It is their word versus mine. Mind you, at the beginning of this, all of this came about because of a neighbor. I mean, because he said he wanted to be gone from Texas. Then all of a sudden, everybody coming out the woodworks with issues and all this kind of stuff. If that is the case, if he is indeed, if there's no criminal evidence against him, and is all hearsay, this stuff happens all the time. Like people come with allegations of not necessarily sexual misconduct, but different allegations against people all the time just to try to get settlements. So if it was something there that he can be criminally charged with, then they would charge him. Like, you know for sure that they would charge him. They would make an example out of him. But there's nothing there. It's nothing there. So to suspend this guy for 6 games because somebody decided to they had an axe to grind against him, to me, it's unfair. And the NFL knows it. That's why they allowed, you can say what you want, they allowed him to get all that payday. You getting that payday because you went through this BS, because you wanted out. That's why you getting this payday. You getting this guaranteed money. But it's expected. It's BS, but it's expected. You knew they was going to give him something. And then he going to serve these 6 games, and then you get to move on with your life. But we're going to pay you handsomely for this. You can get this big guaranteed contract because you had to go through this, even though it wasn't right. Because if it was right and if it was legitimate, he would have got charged in Texas. And that's all I can say about it. They're not going to let nobody off the hook with 25 accusers if it's any type of evidence that he did anything.
The numbers actually are higher than 25.
No.
25 when it first dropped.
No. Right. It was 24 that brought a case up.
Right.
But within a 15-month period, 2019, in 2018, 2019, or 2019, 2020. In that 15-month period, he's seen over 60 masseuses.
Right. Okay.
So he like happy endings. What are we saying here? Like, if it's a legitimate, mutual happy ending, if it's mutual, now if he just got the Yadameen out and they ain't really feeling it, that's something different. But don't come back if look, I'm gonna have my Yadameen out. Like, don't come back the second time to give me a massage if I'm gonna have the Yadameen out. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, I mean, she talking about, I didn't feel safe. But then the second time I came out, he did it again. How you ain't feel safe, but you came back again? Please make that make sense, though. Like, I got away, but I came back. What? He a dude that like happy endings, obviously. And he liked different women. Obviously.
I mean, the 60-something case, or 60-something masseuse, excuse me, is a bit excessive. That's a bit excessive. It's a wee bit excessive.
It's variety. It's variety. is what it is.
You could stop that like 12 for variety. Goddamn.
Now look, I like the Starburst all pink pack, but ain't nothing like the original with the variety in it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Not the all cake. We got some all cake.
What just happened?
So bad.
That's all I'm saying. It's just different flavor. He just wanted the 60 difference.
But what about the some would call it the confusion within her decision? Because on one hand, she says, like we all know, criminally two grand juries couldn't find nothing criminally to charge him.
Right.
But in her, deposition that with Deshaun and everything she has and evidence, whatever she has, she says what he did was egregious. And it's egregious to the point where he can only have Cleveland Browns provided masseuse. And he can't get any other infractions outside of this. But at the same time, it's six games.
Like, if I'm Deshaun Watson, I'm making sure I only go to Cleveland Browns masseuse while I'm in Cleveland. I'm making sure my name don't get any type of smut added to it. I'm already going to have something in Deshaun Watson's mind and in the court of law he didn't do carried with him for the rest of his life. And the court of public opinion and on the court of Twitter, he did it. So that's going to be carried with him for the rest of his life, for the rest of his career, all of that. You're going to look up Deshaun Watson and for the rest of his life, for his kids' life, for his grandkids' life. Look up granddaddy. Something to do with sexual assault.
That's why they paid him all the money.
That's what it is. Now, like I said, it's kind of like OJ. Like when OJ got away with what he got away with, the fact that man got caught up with something again in Vegas, oh yeah, put that nigga in jail. Yeah, you got to go because you got away. And quote unquote, Deshaun Watson had 20-something cases against him that all went away. So don't ever get your name involved with anything else. You just can't afford it at this point.
R. Kelly got away.
Rob ain't really get away though. He just didn't get tried.
He got off.
No, he didn't get tried at first.
Let's get off.
Niggas was dropping closets. We wanted to hear the rest of the closet first. Oh, you ain't got no more closets, nigga. You got to go. You got to come. You got.
That's a fact. But
ain't no more initial rematch. Ah, yeah, you got to go away.
But
that's what that was. He didn't get a trial first.
All I'm saying,
I thought he was tried in early 2000.
He ain't get no trial.
Well, the fact that he didn't get a trial,
the whole not guilty thing. I thought he
got
tried in early 2000s.
That was Jay. That was Jay with the situation that he was doing with the whole.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was Jay and They ain't tried Kelly yet.
All my thing is this: we've seen people wrongfully accused before, and like I said before, if they had anything to prosecute him on, they would prosecute him on in the slightest, and y'all know that to be fact. So the fact that they don't,
so
it was a witch hunt. It has to be, in my opinion.
So in y'all mind, well, if I'm hearing not in y'all mind, but what I'm hearing correctly is what he served last year, missing the entire season, should have been enough.
In my opinion, if you don't have nothing criminal, if you don't have nothing criminal, and once you
but he violated the conduct policy.
Right. I'm about to say for last year,
it's still a conduct policy in the league. The league has a conduct policy, and far as bringing like defamation of the shield or whatever. So in that, he's serving the bare minimum is 6 games.
But to me, that's out of his control. Like,
what you mean it's not in his control?
Because he can't control if somebody.
Taywan, stop. Wait,
but bro, he can't control if somebody. He can't control if somebody going to put an allegation out there against him. Is what I'm saying.
Right, but no, he can control putting himself in a situation.
So when is getting a massage illegal though?
60 of them, bro.
60. Why are you going? No. But like I get what you're saying, but you can't put yourself in a situation for this type of issue. And going to 60 different masseuse,
Some of the
60,
teams said to him,
huh?
the
They
Texans
ain't
were
say you
involved.
60. They
No.
ain't say you
He
40
sought them
though.
out. He sought them out through Instagram. That's
Right.
the thing.
Right, but what I'm saying is the Texans was involved in this because the Texans had knowledge of this. That's why they settled the suits with the girls too.
Okay.
The Texans settled the suit with the girls too. So they either were involved in providing masseuses or they were not. They were knowledgeable what happened.
They
And
probably were knowledgeable what happened and try and get out the way of it, get in front of it.
okay, but what
But still, the point is, none of this wouldn't happen if Mr. Watson didn't put himself in that situation. That's how you can control your conduct and not be in a situation that gets suspended 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
What they say? Nothing good happens after midnight. Nothing good. I mean, obviously you can have get a massage any time of the day, but you gotta think like okay, where this can lead.
Go pull your
I'm in a league where my body is my money, and from the top guys around the league who are champions and all this and that, they have maybe 1 or 2 masseuses. I'm the oddball bringing all the attention to myself. I need about 60. Like that's just a red flag. I'm like, bro, what you doing with 60 women?
I'm just saying, he is single. Is he married?
Nah, I don't think he's married. But still, you putting yourself in that position. You put yourself in a bad position. That's all it is.
Whether he put himself in a bad position to be sued, yes, because
and that brings that's a detriment of conduct.
But I'm just saying, I was trying to figure out is getting a massage illegal?
No.
Okay, so is having Yamin out doing a massage illegal?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes, you're required to have a towel or some type of covering.
Yeah, you gotta have covering.
Yes, and they repeatedly told him, "No, I want to wear this little towel. He want to wear a little medium or small towel, or be out there." Yeah, and they tell you, "No, you can't do that." And he proceeds to do it anyway.
If I'm getting a massage,
that's illegal.
I'm gonna say this. If I'm getting a massage,
don't say. Hold up.
And I got a towel on. They got a song that say a poke coming through. That's all I'm saying. That could have been the case. We don't know. When they use the word egregious, you said the word egregious earlier, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what did he do that was so egregious?
I posted the full transcript on the Facebook group, hashtag Sideline Talk. If anybody want to read the entire transcript for C. Robertson and her findings.
I would have to see what was so egregious that he did, because right now all I know is he got a massage. He may or may not have been nude while he got the massage, and he may or may not have invited the girls to himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if they said no and he continued to aggressively pursue it, that's completely wrong. If they might have said yes or might have been willing to do it, if it was mutual, then what's wrong with that? I don't see what's wrong with it. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. If it was mutual.
Right. And I think what it is, like, as far as the facts of it, Deshaun Watson told the line, for lack of a better terms, so perfectly that there couldn't be any criminal charges brought upon him, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
But something still was done wrong. Okay. Even it was passive, like what one lady said, like he was kind of like passive aggressive about it, where you got put the towel on, this and that, and then he'll kind of like pull your jump where she can still, you get what I'm saying? Like like that's like
that shit is not funny. That shit is not funny.
It's not funny.
But
you get what I'm saying, though. Like,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But I thought, like, in actuality, when you look at the numbers of games, he missed 23 games. He's gonna miss 23 games.
Well, to answer your question, last year was his choice. He wasn't suspended last year. He said, "I will not play for the Texans at all."
Oh, true. You're right.
But I thought the team decided not to play him.
No, he said, "I'm not playing." Yeah.
Then he wasn't gonna play.
Okay.
Yeah. Once they hired, or they didn't interview, or they didn't hire Eric, I think it was, or one of the black coaches, or didn't even bring in a black coach or whatever. He was like, "I'm not playing. Like, y'all asked me for my opinion, and y'all not taking. I'm just not gonna play for y'all again." And then that's when they kind of circled back and got David Cutler
and tried to teach him a lesson. Okay, so the moral of the story is, if you're going to take a stand for something, make sure that your closet is clean. Because if your closet ain't clean, they can have something to come back on you with, which they did. Even though it wasn't criminal, by findings, it wasn't criminal.
Yeah.
It was something to tarnish your brand and to tarnish you going forward.
And like before we heard the ruling and the details of the ruling, that it was stated that he can't have any other masseuse outside of what Cleveland Browns provides. My question was, does he continue down the same road? Because he has been consistently saying he's done nothing wrong. So that's really like, if you consistently say you've done nothing wrong, there's no need to apologize. But at the same time, why settle 23 suits if you did nothing wrong? Is it just because you want to, get rid of it?
That's how it's done in the NFL.
And not just in the NFL, but just like in celebrities, period.
Right. I mean, look, Ben Roethlisberger, he settled that suit when he was accused. He was actually accused of rape.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people don't want to get. They want to have a farewell bin and all that, but he was accused of raping a woman. Let that be known, right? Other people accused of various misconducts, whether it was physical harm to somebody, like assault, things like of that nature. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. What it is. It's how it's done. You settle because it's easier to settle. It's just what it is. We can't hold him to a different standard than we holding everybody else to. Is what I'm saying. Like if everybody else can settle and go on about their life and have 17-year careers, why can't other people do that? Do the same thing. That's all I'm saying. Especially when there was no criminal action taken. Right. If it's criminal action taken and he got off from the criminal action, that's one thing. But they found nothing.
Right. We can't say get off in this topic. That's not.
He clearly was getting off. That might be an egregious thing. He might have got off.
That's right. Yeah. That's why we're here in the first place.
Right.
I won't read TD's comment out loud, but y'all just go ahead and check TD's comment out. Well, he said don't bring Big Ben into this BS. Comment before that, I won't read out loud.
Right.
All
right, go ahead.
So, the timing of the what should I say? The schedule that the league gave Cleveland for the first 6 games is pretty.
That's what that 6 games was.
It's pretty ironic to me. Like, oh, really? That's what we doing? Like, okay.
That's what that 6 games was. You ain't gonna miss that money of Watson versus Lamar
or Brady. That. You know what I mean? Right. Can't miss the Brady game.
Carolina.
No Bengals. Like, I don't think they play Cincinnati in the first 6 games neither, right? They don't play Cincinnati in the first 6 games neither.
No, I think it was like the Jets.
They opened up in Carolina, and I think it's the Jets. Chargers the toughest game. Atlanta, and it was somebody else. Carolina, Jets, Chargers, Atlanta. I don't think it was no division game. Oh no, Pittsburgh. It was Pittsburgh game.
Yeah, Browns versus Panthers, Jets, Browns, Steelers, Browns, Falcons, Chargers, and Patriots.
Yeah. So what y'all saying is put my money on the Browns. Pretty much is what y'all saying.
For the first 6 weeks?
They know that they setting this up to make the Browns have absolutely no shot, quote unquote, and then they can come back, and then the Browns.
No. What we were saying is they softballed it the first 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. For the Browns organization.
Yeah, they softballed it because like you come back and you play your strongest schedule. The toughest game is when you got the best quarterback. You first game back, you got Baltimore, and I think the next week is Tampa Bay. No Bengals games within the first 6 weeks. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, yo, why is somebody in the chat talking about a quarterback when their quarterback is Mitch Trubisky?
Yeah. And Aaron, Mr. Trubisky been pickwicking all week. But it's funny how he don't want to bring Ben into this. But what I stated about Ben is a fact. It's not like that's not opinion. that is completely fact. And it's funny how everybody got over Ben's stuff. How you get over? Ask the woman who charged him with rape. She tried to charge him civilly, and she tried to charge him criminally.
Facts.
But he got away with it.
All right. Shop it or stop it. The Cardinals were wrong for putting the study clause in Kyler's contract.
I'm absolutely stopping this. Absolutely stopping this. There's no way. Obviously, they put that out there because he ain't watching film.
This is great. You know why this is great? Because when we got wind of this, not this exact wording, but when we got wind of him not being a great leader, like back, it was at February or so, we were kind of like, why y'all putting your business out on the street? Like, handle that in-house. And then now, in order to sign your big payday, we put this in the contract. Wow.
Like I said, I'm stopping this the whole time. If I'm paying you this much money, then I can put this in the contract because I need you to make sure you do this. The real question should be the Cardinals were wrong for extending Kyler Murray. Because if you got this much issue with your star quarterback, then why pay him? Y'all gonna have to make that make sense to me. I got an issue with him being a leader. He ain't done nothing yet in the league. He ain't won playoff games, none of that yet, right?
Right.
Okay. Right. He ain't studying it. He ain't studying film and all that. But I'm gonna pay him $200 million. Well, all this money guaranteed. Make that make sense to me.
Well, this is the thing. I don't actually stop. I don't shop. I stop it mostly. Right. I think what they did was a little bit of image control for the Cardinals, and say, "Oh, this dude tried to put us out here, take our stuff off of his social media, all of this, try to embarrass us, hold off on the season ticket money because they don't think we're gonna have no quarterback." And now we're gonna go ahead and put this in there, so he's the one that's looking embarrassed and looking like, the spoiled child that want to play video games instead of studying his playbook. So it kind of makes them look. It lets them look bad, but it also makes Kyler look bad at the same time, and that's how they can kind of legally put out, It ain't Cliff Kingsbury that's failing at the end of the year. It's Kyler. Kyler not in his playbook.
Well, they put it out there first, when they said he wasn't, his leadership skills were lacking. And I thought that was just I thought that at the time that was a bad look on all parties involved.
Correct.
Because you're putting your business out in the public when it's actually a guy that you want, you kind of want to keep him long term.
No, you never came out and said long term.
Huh?
So you definitely want to keep him long term.
Right. So why would you even put it out in the public back in February or I think it was like February or March. Like I thought that was weird that they put it out there. But for the question, I'm stopping it. I'm stopping it. Like the issue I have is with there's no winners in this. Yeah, you paid the man $160 million. So I agree with Tay. Like, why would you pay him that much right now?
Because of how much money he's going to put in the seats.
Huh?
Said because of how much money he's going to bring to your building.
that one man is not bigger than an organization. Like he was gonna play this year regardless. This he got 2 years left on his contract. It's not his 5th year.
Right, I get what you're saying.
So
Okay,
he was gonna play regardless. Like, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Sit at home and play video games and lose out on game checks every week legally? You see what I'm saying? Like, he ain't got the money to cover that.
Mm-hmm.
He was gonna miss training camp, and then what? He gonna show up and play on Sundays, or he gonna miss them checks, and then them big bills coming. Hey, this notice is due, that notice is due. He gonna come play, but he ain't got his future secured long term. But it's bad on all parties because when you put it out there, it's bad on the agent for not echoing this. Well, for having the client sign it in the first place. That shouldn't even got the Kyle. If I'm the agent, like, what? Kyle, yeah, $160 million here, sign this. Oh, yeah, they do say you got to study 4 hours. Like, what? That's bad alone. Why 4 hours? 4 hours is trash. Like,
right, 4 hours is nothing.
4 hours a week? Like,
right. That's absolutely nothing.
Like, he ain't no 10-year-old. Like, come on. It's weird that it's just bad all the way around. I hate how Kyler came back and handled it and had his little press conference. He could have made a joke about it and kind of like lighten the mood or whatever. I thought him talking about, yeah, I got to defend myself. You're defending yourself against the guys you just signed to.
Correct.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, y'all really just having, it's literally, you know how you're in the neighborhood, and you see your the married couple next door fussing in the middle street for the whole block to see, where we ain't got to know about this. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they doing.
I was just about to say it's America, but they kind of don't like each other.
Like, it's a toxic relationship. It's like they five. It's like they two immature 12-year-olds in middle school having a toxic relationship and just trying to put bad stuff out there, but still gonna stay together.
Like, what's the point of it?
It's idiotic, is what it is. First of all, I would have thought. First of all, Kyler is dumb, in my opinion. He's dumb, but I understand it. He dumb for signing to him long term. Who wants to be a part of that long term? Are you feeling what I'm saying? Like, that's just I get it because he's trying to get the bag, but at the same time, young fella, you're gonna get the bag somewhere else. Anywhere. If you just stick to your guns, if you really trying to play your cards right, stick to your guns. Yeah, make them trade you then. Make them do whatever.
But it could be a situation, and just in Kyler's situation, there were reports, like even with him coming to the league, that his study habits were lacking.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So in this situation, it's like, all right, cool. I got him by the balls. Let me just take this money from them. Whereas if he played the long game with the free agency, they probably would have played them like, yo, you gotta fix this or this or this off the field. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. But if that's the case, then that's on him. That's on him as a professional.
Right.
You got to do it.
That's why it's bad all the way around.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. But I feel bad for Cardinal fans. Like, you gotta be embarrassed.
I don't feel bad for him. Like,
this what you're rooting for?
I wish the Cardinals nothing but unsuccess.
Like, cool,
boy. The way they did the coach. I forgot his name.
Steve Wilkes.
The way they did Mr. Wilkes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What they did Coach Wilkes. That lets you know how this organization is ran in the first place.
Facts.
They brought in Steve Wilkes just to not let him be in control of a team. They wouldn't let him change coordinators. They wouldn't let him change coaches for this and that, this and that. Okay, all right. Well, that's why I don't understand why Kyler hitched his wagon to this mess.
Right.
Like, obviously, you can see that the organization is not doing what they're supposed to do, or they not handling situations the best way. They ain't handle you the best way, and you going to sign long term to them? That don't make sense. You're gonna get your bag, son. Trust me, you're gonna get your bag.
Definitely. I mean, there's teams that'll be lining up to sign Kyler Murray. to any type of deal. So, but like I said, it just looks like we said they trying to embarrass each other, and it's looking stupid for both parties.
That was stupid. Al, would you do that if your boss did that to you? You gonna do that? You gonna stay there and we gonna give you a raise though, Al. We gonna give you a long-term contract. We're gonna trash you a little bit. We're gonna give you a long-term contract. Come on, man.
No, because just like Kyler, what I do translates anywhere. Everybody got computers.
Right.
You're preaching.
Every team in the league need a quarterback.
You're preaching.
All right, we got a question from a viewer, long time sideline talk guy. Actually, we had him on the show a few years back. What team will be a disappointment, and which team will be a surprise this NFL season?
It's a good question.
Now, I think surprise the wrong way might be the Raiders. I think people are thinking the Raiders are gonna, they added all of these pieces. They're gonna be something. They got coach, new GM. The Raiders found a way to get in their own way multiple times. So I just see the Raiders being the Raiders and still finishing third or fourth in that division.
I agree with Al on that. I think the Raiders could potentially not be as good as everybody think that they're going to be. I just think it's a lot of turnover, like Al said. It's a lot of different I think long term they embed. I think what the coach was doing with their personnel was great. So bringing in a guy who took care of that personnel is a good long term. But as far as immediate success, I think that they could have a lot of turnover and a lot of growing pains. I think the surprise team is going to be the Saints, in my opinion. You have a top defense in that team. I think you have a lot of pieces coming back healthy now. You got Kamara healthy. You got Mike Thomas healthy. You bring in Chris Olave. You got a proven, and Jarvis, and you got a proven quarterback, whether people like him or not, in Jameis Winston. And you got a lot of gadget players like what's the white boy that they benched? I can't remember his name.
Scotty Miller.
No,
He's one of the Saints. The tight end.
Oh, why am I thinking the Bucks? I'm bugging.
Taysom Hill.
Huh?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. You got Taysom Hill who can be used in a lot of different ways as well. And so offensively, they look good on paper. You got, like I said, Mike Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, still got Alvin Kamara, Jameis Winston, and to go with that defense,
and the defense that added Honey Badger and Marcus May to the secondary.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that they're going to surprise a lot of people, and I think they could potentially win that division. With Ryan Jensen going down is a big thing for Tampa, whether people believe it or not. The interior offensive line in Tampa. Didn't they lose? They lost somebody else too. They lost
Kappa. Kappa retired. I'm sorry. Kappa went to Cincinnati, and Marpet, the other guard, retired. So that whole interior for Brady is gone.
That's tough. That's tough to replace all of that. So I think New Orleans is eventually going to win that division, and I think hopefully they don't win when I'm down there. But yeah, so I think New Orleans is going to be a surprise, and I think that the other team that I think could really be a surprise is I think the Jets are going to do better than people think they're going to do as well. Jets got too much talent to mess this up. It's just too much talent.
Jesus,
I'm just saying when I say they do better, I think that they could potentially win seven games.
7 to 10.
7, and I would say 7 games. I would say between 6 and 8 games the Jets could win this year.
I'm saying Lord Jesus because last week, I think the last show I was telling Al, don't sleep on the Saints, And I was actually going to mention the Jets as like one of my surprise teams this year.
I'm sleep on the Jets.
I'll switch it up. I got you. I'll switch it up. So as far as disappointments, like y'all like in the right divisions. I think the not the Browns, the Broncos could be a potential disappointment because they're healthy. It has a lot of talent, and you added a proven Super Bowl champion quarterback. So the expectations for them are sky high. Kansas City has lost their irreplaceable weapon. So that's going to be a blow to them, trying to adjust, not having as much firepower, and defense doesn't have to bracket Tyreek anymore. You can play the other guys straight up and down. That's an adjustment. The Raiders got better. Who's the other team in the division? Chargers, in my opinion, have the best roster in football on paper.
Yeah.
There's literally no holes anywhere on that roster. Like they stacked everywhere. So they're going to be a tough out. But everybody look at the Broncos and like, well, they probably get about 11, 12 games because they got 2 backs. You got 3-4 receivers. You got two tight ends that can do it all. Your offensive line, is young. The left tackle they love. A lot of people don't, but the offensive line is pretty good. The defense is really good. But I just see, with all of that, I don't see double-digit wins. So from an expectation standpoint, I think they'll be a disappointment. A surprise, I would say it's not really I guess it's not a surprise. All right, would y'all be no, I can't use that.
Who?
Surprise would be the Jacksonville. Jacksonville would be a surprise.
That would definitely be a surprise.
Jacksonville competing for that division would be a surprise.
Without a doubt.
Obviously, Jacksonville will be my surprise.
That would be a surprise, but I just don't see it.
Why would you be surprised? Think about it. The Colts are solid all the way around. They got a solid quarterback now. For most of the World Series except for Al. The Titans get Derrick Henry back nice and healthy, but their defense, especially their defensive line, is legit, and they could play old school type of football, run the game through Derrick and their defense to manage the wins. They could do that.
They got the same issue that we have, though.
Who?
The Titans.
That's the same issue that we have.
The same issues that the Ravens have.
All right, so like I was saying,
this dude, bro.
Who are they proving wide receivers?
Like I was saying,
no, I'm talking about TD.
The Texans is in rebuild mode. So you can't you got to count them out.
Hey, yo, can we kick them out the group? Is that possible?
Nah.
We don't need to kick them out the group. We just need to get them tested.
I'm off the line.
But like TD says, all right, the Ravens will be a disappointment, and his surprise is his beloved Steelers. Like, in all honesty, I don't think no one would be surprised if the Steelers have success. We're kind of anticipating it because of the leader of that team being Mike Tomlin. He never had a losing season.
If Mike mess around and pull this one out,
what?
Mike just got to be one of the top echelon coaches that we already think he is. Like, y'all
but just look at like the roster isn't depleted. Like they're going to be terrible. They lost Ben Roethlisberger, who was a shell of himself.
The roster was pretty much depleted last year.
No, okay, the roster was depleted last year, and they had they were in every game with a depleted roster, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a quarterback who couldn't throw the ball more than 12 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
'Right? Mm-hmm. So now you added 2 quarterbacks, 2 quarterbacks who couldn't throw the ball more than 12 yards, right? Mm-hmm. So now you added 2 quarterbacks, 2 quarterbacks who couldn't throw the ball more than 12 yards, right? So now you added offensive line that was young, well, had a little balance of youth and some vets.
Mm-hmm.
They get a year better.
Right.
You already had playmakers. You lose Juju, but you bring in Pickens. And you still got Anthony Miller. So who's he when he gets time? The tight end gets better a year into the system. The defense was already solid, always going to be solid. Yes, they lose to it to retirement, but you still got Hayward and Tyson Alua. Like you brought it. Their draft was of Steeler guys. Like I'm expecting the Steelers to be the Steelers. That's not surprising. If the Steelers were bad, that would be surprising to me. If they go like 6-11, I'm surprised. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm totally honest. I would be shocked.
They're a team that finds a way to win.
I don't think they will be bad. I think they'll be in it till the very last game or last 2 weeks. As far as making the playoffs.
So that's why I said it would be surprising if they aren't bad. Like, like that's not surprising to us.
I'm not saying that they're going to be bad. I would be surprised if they're actually in the playoffs.
No,
why? I think we would have to clarify what he means by disappointment, the Ravens being a disappointment, because I think our expectations, I mean Ravens fans' expectations and everybody else's expectations for the Ravens may be different. So, if the Ravens don't make the playoffs,
that's disappointing.
That's beyond disappointing.
Yeah.
To me, if the Ravens don't win a playoff game, that's disappointing.
Very much.
I mean, with the roster they have on paper, if the Ravens don't compete for an AFC championship, that's disappointing.
Very much so.
Now, if the Ravens are something like 7-11,
that's
somebody's getting fired.
Yeah, multiple people.
Like multiple people are getting fired, and that's just what it is. Like, so I'm curious to know what he means when he says, the Ravens will be his disappointment. What is a disappointment season for him?
He said finishing third in the division and not making the playoffs.
First and foremost, niggas not getting fired. Like, I don't understand why you saying that. Niggas not getting fired. Like, let's
somebody getting fired if that happens. If what he said,
they're not getting fired.
Somebody's getting fired if that happens.
Yeah,
they're not getting fired. I promise you that they're not getting fired. Like, we're not even gonna go down this.
Al, I think you missing what he said. I kind of get what Al is alluding to, but Taywan is saying someone will get fired.
Someone's getting fired.
He didn't say the guy who you thinking of. He said someone is getting fired.
Mac McDonald, whatever your name was.
He ain't going away. Mike McDonald ain't going away.
Then the other two ain't going nowhere either.
Roman,
we gonna fire Jerry Rosberg or whatever the man's name is.
Not Jerry Ross. Jerry already gone. Jerry something else.
We gonna fire a water boy? The fuck?
Somebody that's already gone. We decided to fire Jerry Rosberg. He's been gone for 2 years, but the hell with it.
All right, that's a good transition. Ravens training camp. Who's impressed? Who hasn't impressed? Thoughts on the stadium practice, all of that good stuff. Well, let's get to it. Let's before we do that. All right, the Kyle Hamilton video. Let's discuss this. I was in the stadium. I seen it happen live. So I'll let y'all go ahead and then we go from there. Thoughts on it?
People get beat all the time, bro. That's a fact. You've been around football long enough. Even the best players get beat eventually. Sometimes.
That's the name of the game, especially at that position.
My issue was how stiff he looked in Indies and at like his footwork and his hips look stiff. That's an issue for me.
Right.
Like, hence why he probably plays safety and he's able to come down instead of opening up and sudden change and stuff like that. The drill was definitely not his strong suit. But the indie drills, if you go back and you can go back and look at it, if you go back and look at the indie drills, he looks super stiff. Like, and that's my only take from it. As far as him getting beat, people get beat all the time. Does that diminish him as a number one overall? I'm a number one first round pick and all that kind of stuff. No. People get beat all the time. It's gonna take way more than that to look at him negatively.
Yeah.
And
not the fourth.
the great news is he ain't take. He just like it is what it is. Like he's like I'm getting cooked on here, but it is what it is. He don't seem to be taking it to heart. So that's good news.
And then I guess the reports coming out of Owens Mills today was the defense dominated, and Kyle Hamilton was shutting everything down.
I mean, that's going to be the reports, but reports are reports. Here's what I saw on the Kyle Hamilton video.
Yes.
I like Kyle Hamilton. I think when we were doing our I Am series, I didn't pick Kyle Hamilton because I thought he was the best free safety in the class.
Yeah, he was talking about him since like last November.
Right. I'm still a Kyle Hamilton guy. I don't think him covering one-on-one is his strong suit. No. But do I think he could still be rangy and come down in the box? Yes. Now having stiff hips and whatever else that is a problem. I think he will. I hope he will figure out how to do that and get better at that. But what they showed on that drill is definitely not what he's going to be doing. If we got that man covering wide receivers, slot guys, one-on-one off the break like that, all right, Mike McDonald, we might be looking at something else. Because that might happen.
Right. Well, one, I think there's too much thought process going into one bad rep.
Right.
As far as the stiff hips, where the defensive backs were doing indie drills were right in front of me. So seeing it in real time, I actually thought he looked pretty fluid in the drills. Not as stiff as go ahead.
I'm sorry. I did want to say one more thing before we move to the topic. Before I forgot. Shit, I just forgot. Oh, effort. I didn't like the effort on that route. I did see it looked like he got cooked. He knew he got cooked, and he didn't sprint out that route. He just, he ran.
All right, so
I do want to see that.
Once again, I think we we put too much thought into a bad rep.
Right.
To understand why he got cooked so bad, you got to understand what he thought. Like he was trying to guess what the receiver was going to do. So you see at the line, and I'm not looking at it right now. I'm just going off memory. He's maintaining outside leverage. He jammed at him. He maintained outside leverage. So the receiver takes an inside stem. If you watch it again, Kyle is maintaining outside leverage, but he's looking to slip and underneath the dig route. So by him anticipating that, the little head nod at the top is why he slows down and Gaither runs the corner route and creates separation. And if you guys don't remember, I think Gaither is the kid who's a track guy that is getting a tryout. Mm-hmm. So anytime you get a track guy breaking and you guess it and you guess wrong, you're gonna look really bad.
You're gonna look like that. And
that's all that that's all that rep was. That's why I think it's like little overblown because people guess wrong all the time. It's football. As far as him not being able to cover one-on-one as a strong suit, I think that's totally false. I think that's one of the reasons why many believe was a top safety in the draft because he can cover one-on-one. He's rangy. He could play in the box. He could play open field. He could play close. He could play field. He could play to the boundary. Like, Shorty could do it all. He could play dime. That's why he was considered the top guy at that position. It's just a bad rep. Like, this is what it is. It was like, to your point of him being stiff, it was one drill. I don't know if they showed it on TV. on the app. It was like um what was it? They were in some type of like simulation with just all DBs, and I don't know if Kyle was cramping, but he looked weird, like exploding off his right leg. So it could have been the thing where like he might have been cramping out there. And that's what caused him to look so stiff at times. But I noticed it. I'm like, what's wrong with Shorty leg? So it could have been that. But I think he'll be fine. As far as who impressed,
Shout out to Walt Jones or Walt the 1234, whoever that is in the chat.
shout out to you, big homie. What do you say? Ham is trying to say this. Ham, who's Ham?
Kyle Hamilton.
Oh, okay, my fault. I had a moment just now. Yo, like, what the? Clearly went over my head. Yo, it was crazy. A vet wide receiver that's fast. Bait Mark and LJ can't do it on their own. B-Mo went 8-3 in the AFC. LJ Hall of Fame. Blah blah blah. All right, cool. Let's just get this out of the way. The Ravens ain't signing no veteran receivers to start over these guys. Nothing that these receivers have shown thus far, and it's super early.
Look at
Golly. Let
me say this.
We didn't get to a game. They talking about bringing in veteran fast guys. Deshaun Jackson 35.
Let me say this.
Like, come on, what we doing?
Let me say this because I don't know what I'm talking about. I was impressed with the wide receiver guys that we have. I don't know what that says about the defense or what, but I think Slade Bolton had a hell of a practice. I think Ben Victor had a hell of a practice. Of course, we know what Bait is. I think Bait is going to prove what, Bait's going to. I think Bait is the real deal. I need Duvernay and Pro Shea. Like I said, they got to prove it. I don't want to say.
Take one.
You got to prove it when it counts.
Pro Shea look great. Pro Shea look great.
Like I said, I need them to prove it. Just because you look good in July and August.
But
niggas look good in July and August for years. They ain't never do nothing in September, October, November, December.
Willie Snead ain't never looked good in July and August.
And he's productive in
he don't do nothing in September through December either.
He was But like what's shocking to me is like we're not talking about guys that all of us as Sideline Talk hosts and scouts weren't excited about.
Right.
All of us were excited about the guys on the roster when in the scouting process. Even when Ben Victor, like why the hell Ben Victor didn't get drafted? But now an opportunity presented itself for the young guys to step in. We got one talking about he ain't trusting them. We ain't got nobody. Like that's weird to me.
No,
like,
I said they got to prove it.
I've been asking for this for years.
Right.
4 years I've been asking for this, and we're finally getting it. Well, I think the impressive guys to me so far have been obviously Brandon Stevens has been super physical, and I think he's exceeded my expectations already for him. That's Brandon Stevens. Next thing, I think I told y'all from the first sessions of me scouting that Isaiah Likely.
I take no.
Wait.
No, we told you.
No. Y'all.
Hell, how many times we say no? Because you say I ain't watch tight ends. Yo, you're gonna enjoy tight ends. We kept telling you that. Pause.
Yes. Pause. But yo, when I saw Isaiah Likely on film, I was like, "Oh, that's a matchup nightmare."
No, I had him listed as my number one tight end.
Yes.
Okay.
Monster.
We all start.
Number one.
Monster.
Going into my scouting process, he was my number one tight end.
So I'm trying to figure out what does that mean for like Charlie Kohler, who's he's out on injury, right? Mm. So what does that mean for him? Like, Isaiah Likely probably gonna get reps with the ones. Like he's repping with the ones. I mean,
yeah. So
he's probably gonna get like game day reps right now.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why the the Ravens double down at the position and take best available because you don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
Like if Charlie wasn't dealing with a sports hernia, who knows if he could be shining just as much. But a matchup nightmare. Who ironically, when you read all the transcripts and all that, Harbaugh pointed it out. Like, hey, you think you can use this guy somewhere?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ironically, who many don't believe he understands football, but whatever. but I'm just saying, it's just hilarious that he pointed it out. But he was impressive, super impressive. I'm gonna give you all right. Al asked a question before we went on air. Al, ask it again.
Oh, with Lamar Jackson adding like 20-something pounds, has he lost a step as far as speed?
Thank you for asking the question, Al. Lamar said, for those who didn't see it, Lamar said last year he came around playing around like 205, 208 on the NFL Network. He said, I'm about 230 right now. This is right after the open practice. One, to answer your question, he hasn't lost anything. In actuality, he might be faster. When I say faster, I mean it's insanely how twitchy he is, going through reads, getting the ball out, and running. He's fast. He's very decisive. He was impressive. You know how usually when you see him live, there's like one or two balls that's like real ugly. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, that was a miss, bro. None. It like he knew where he was going with the ball. Boom, boom, boom. He was, in my opinion, he was already comfortable in the pocket. Now it's like even more to the footwork. It's like I ain't gonna hype Shorty up no more. I just leave it at that. Lamar was impressive. The two most impressive guys, well, shucks. Morgan Moses was impressive as well. I'll say that. But I gotta highlight the two rookies. Tyler Linderbaum. I'm confused. I am absolutely confused. When you see him next to the offensive line, you say, who's this little person amongst these giants? He went like Michael Pierce is a gigantic human. Michael Pierce is at nose, and he's trying to bull rush Tyler Linderbaum. When I tell you, I counted how quickly Tyler Linderbaum snapped, punch, reset, and anchored. Michael Pierce didn't get a half of yard of pressure trying to bull rush him. And it wasn't just Michael Pierce. It was multiple guys. Like, he is legit. Everything we see on film, he's that. Tyler Linderbaum is a dog. And then the other one is Travis Jones. He shouldn't be that fast. That's all I'm going to say. To be that big, we like 6'4", 325, 330, something like that. He should not be that quick. At the snap of the ball, because they doing, you know how you do the one-on-ones at Senior Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
So he's lined up with Makari. Makari is at center. Makari snaps the ball. About time Makari goes to punch, Travis Jones is behind him. That quick. Then the next time around, Cologne is up there to snap. He didn't play the speed game with Cologne. He bullied him. He took Slim straight back and then got rid of him. Pressed him out right here. Move. I said, Lord, it's sickening, yo. That's a steal. That's an absolute steal. I don't know. We all wanted Jordan Davis. But I don't know if Jordan Davis was going to be that quick.
Yeah. We wanted Jordan Davis, and we also wanted Winfrey too, but he's having a hell of a camp too, by the way.
Good. As you know.
Yeah.
Winfrey as well.
Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like our division they got some of our guys, some of our can't miss guys.
It's
Like
always that though. It's been
Yeah.
Cleveland with the last 5 years. Has been like
It's
that.
been Cincinnati for me. And them niggas got them Super Bowl.
George Pickens. Like when I look at George Pickens, bro, like George Pickens was my guy. He was my number one overall wide receiver, and he's proven that in camp. So far. So I mean, I just like the attitude he brings, but I like the other wide receivers we had. Williams out of Oregon, he looked pretty good in some of the drills.
Yeah.
Slade Bolden, like y'all said. What's the one? I don't know who the kid with the dreads. I don't know.
Kyle Polk from Mississippi State. He looked
Right.
good. Oh, no, you're talking about 18 or 85.
85.
All right, so that's Shamar Bridges.
Okay, yeah.
He from I forgot what small school he went to, but yeah, he was solid too.
Yeah, so I mean, those guys have been impressing. They're probably gonna get stashed on somewhere.
So I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I like what I saw from Nate.
Nate McCrary.
Right. Okay.
McCrary. He looks a lot better in pass protection. He looks more decisive, cutting through the hole. This game. He did last year.
Like, believe it or not, that's a legit position battle. Like when you talk about Mike Davis look stocky as I don't know what.
But
Justice
he's
Hill
so quick. It's crazy.
Yeah, Justice Hill got a lot of the first team reps from what I was saying.
Yeah. Corey Clement looked good, but I mean he a vet, so that's what you expect.
Right.
Him coming straight in, Corey looked good.
So you talking about 6 legit running back options. You can't keep everybody. Like, so how many running backs you think we keep? Like 4? Like if we keep obviously Gus and
JK.
JK is staying.
Right, those are locks.
Hill is on the last year of his deal.
But I think he a lock because of
special teams.
Yeah, but at the same time, someone else can emerge from a different position on special teams.
Right.
So he's not really a lock no more.
To me, I think Mike Davis is a lot.
Yeah, Mike's a lot.
So you got those 3, and then it's like, well, who else is going to make this team when you think about it? So you got Justice Hill, Clement, McCrary. At that point, is it going to be 4? Like, they got to keep 4. Like based on what happened last year, you think they got to keep 4?
Yeah.
Especially if they would stash Nate somewhere if they could.
I think they would. If anything, they might try to snatch Nate. But Nate and his agent going to try to look elsewhere, or the Raiders might outright be like, "Look, man, you ready? You just ain't no room. Go somewhere else and try to, get a deal." Kind of like what they did with Raheem Mostert a few years back,
right?
Where we couldn't find a way to keep Raheem on the roster, and then you look at Mostert now, and it's like, damn, it worked out for him.
So who's a surprising cut that you guys see coming?
Surprising. I don't know. I gotta see games.
Yeah, we gotta get some games in.
This week it's too early to tell.
Yeah. After next week, I think next week we get a better understanding because that's the Tennessee game next week. So
you got game Thursday. First NFL game is Thursday. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Is it Vegas?
Vegas
and Jacksonville.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm enjoying that. Go through my list of rookies and first year players and check them out. Yeah, looking forward to that. But surprising cuts, yeah, I would just say it's too early.
Yeah, it's too early.
I think I know Al was killing Ben Cleveland for not passing the conditioning test. But did y'all see what a conditioning test is?
I know it's strenuous.
All right, so they modified it this year.
Oh, they modified it this year? Okay.
Right.
You know what it was last year?
You said know what it was last year?
I remember what it was. Like I don't remember what it was. I do remember it being like one of the hardest ones in the league though.
All right. It's still pretty difficult. I'm trying to find let me see if I find the time real quick. But what it is, each position group has to do 9 sets of runs. So you running like the first set, you got to run to the 25-yard line and back through the end zone 6 times to complete one set. Actually, I think it is 9 sets because there's a total of 900 yards that you're running. So I think 6 times through the 25 and back within a certain time frame. And I'm gonna get y'all the time for the lineman real quick. Cause I know the receivers was a small, like a really crazy time. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, hold up, conditioning test. But all right, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. So, offensive and defensive line. One set is a total of 150 yards. So 6 times you're running from the end zone to the 25-yard line in 32 seconds.
End zone. You got to run
end zone to the 25. End zone to the 25. 6 times in 32 seconds.
That shit ain't possible.
Wait a minute, let me think. End zone to the 25. Like, so 25 yards.
From the end zone.
That ain't bad.
32 seconds. You got to do it 6 times.
That ain't bad.
That ain't bad, right?
Yeah.
But you got to do a total of 900 yards.
Okay.
So if one set is 150, 6 times, you got to do 9 to get to 150 yards. That's why it took them 4 tries.
Did you get breaks?
I think, hold on, let me see. I think it was like a 20-second rest.
The fuck?
Hold on.
That's 20 seconds.
No, all right. Rest time is 64 seconds.
All right.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
So listen.
I know I wouldn't be able to do it, but all right.
Right.
We should do that for charity. We should definitely do that for charity. We should run the conditioning test for charity.
Okay.
And
shit. I can make the money. Man, fuck them kids. You know they're dying for no coffee. Fuck them kids.
But you got to think that's tough. I mean, it's that's a lot of running.
That's a lot of running.
Seconds. And if you miss it, like if you 32.1, you missed the time.
I got you in the first set, yo. The first set, I got you. Like,
I don't think I can run from the 25 back to the end zone in 32 seconds, yo.
It's just one way. It's just 25 yards.
Yeah, that's it. And come right back and run back. 32 seconds.
You just run that 6 times. That ain't bad.
Bro, you know my 40 is like an 8.4, right?
8.4.
Shit at 8.4 now, bro.
So Al, you should try the conditioning test. Well, what you think of the conditioning test that we do with our players coming back next week? They got to do 8 110s. So run 100 from end zone to end zone 8 times. All right. The receivers got to get it in 16 seconds each one. So you got to go from end zone to end zone 16, come back down to 16. All right. What's that? Receivers, DBs. They got that, like linebackers, quarterbacks. I think theirs is like 18. Lineman is 24. Pretty easy, right? That's so easy to y'all.
I mean, it's doable.
It's doable. It's doable. It's all mental.
I'm so glad my high school coach was on cocaine. We had to do no conditioning. We might have had to do conditioning. I don't remember, but I'm just glad he was on cocaine.
Oh man!
My God,
if anybody was killing Ben Cleveland for not making the conditioning test, that's why.
Al frozen.
Right. Look at his look. The disappointment. Al, you got to do the Ravens conditioning test. Look at his face.
I'm like, that's
Oh Jesus!
that's classic right there, boy. I wish I could a screenshot of that. That was
Man. Yeah.
dang, boy. That fit. Yo, we gotta have to go back and get that. That's a meme right there.
You ain't lying. Anytime John go for it on 4th and short and don't convert.
Yeah, that's it right there. Oh man.
Wow. All right. Let's see if we got any other comments. Yeah, end zone to end zone in 16 seconds is yeah. Well, yeah, that's one time for the conditioning test that we did. Yeah, Anthony, that's how we do it for the receivers. But when you think about it, that's not that bad because if you run 40 yards in 4 point whatever, another 40 yards should be another 4 point. You see what I'm saying? That's 8 seconds there.
That's not bad.
And then 20. That's not bad at all. And most of the time, like mostly, because we had them do it like the last couple practices before we give them a break this week. All the receivers made the time. Like they was coming in there like most of them was coming like in 13 seconds, leaving no room for error. Only time I think I had one of my guys miss the time on the last run was because he slowed up and walked the last 3. Like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah.
Oh, man, Anthony said he got asthma. I ain't mad at you, player. Yeah, because I'm thinking y'all probably don't have that much of a break because y'all's receivers run. Do y'all go by position or is it just skills and then big?
It's skills. It's in threes. We got skills. It was pretty much receivers, DBs, and then we'll go big skills, if you will, with the quarterbacks, the running backs, and linebackers.
Yeah,
and then we'll go bigs.
Right.
The linemen.
I'm just
we
trying
actually have one lineman. One of the linemen, no lie. He did it in 14 seconds.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So it's doable.
So he working. He working, yeah.
Oh.
I know which lineman that ain't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, but listen. It's mental with him.
I already know.
Because he did it. He made the time. It's 24 seconds. He made the time.
Right.
And then he how he be. You know how he be.
Yeah.
But he made the time. He made it. So when we come back next week, we ain't trying to hit none of that soft.
Right. Yeah. You know what
it is. Time you ain't practicing.
It
is what it is. Welcome back, Al.
I tried to just run that conditioning. I ain't gonna be able to make it. My computer had a heart attack just thinking about it.
Bro, your face when your screen froze is about to become a meme.
Yes.
Like you're gonna have to go back on there and get that picture. I'm telling you, it's about to be a meme.
Very much so. Oh man. But I think we covered everything, guys. We got it all. Pause. Jesus.
I didn't even hear what you said. All right.
Good. Don't replay it either. Follow us on YouTube, Sideline Talk _SLT, Instagram at the Sideline Talk, Facebook group, #Sideline Talk, and on Twitch, Sideline Talk. Man, we appreciate y'all guys for checking in and all the comments. Shout out to Walt Dog 1234 on YouTube. Shout out to you for joining in. All the guys on Facebook, Anthony, TD, Tone, everybody who joined in there. Appreciate y'all. Next week, I guess we'll be discussing more training camp and I guess preview. Well, we'll be discussing football. Wow.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame game. Yeah. That come on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the biggest name for the Hall of Fame this year? Is it Leroy Butler or is it somebody else?
I don't even know who's going there.
I don't know either, but if it's Leroy Butler, they in trouble.
I think it is. I know Leroy is only one I can think of right now.
Not that he's not a good player, but he's just not a household name. So.
Right. Hopefully they don't do Art Modell. They finally do him justice and put him in the hall for next year's class, hopefully. But we'll see how that go. Cool.
Tony Baselli, Leroy Butler, Sam Mills, Richard Seymour.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't think I'm watching live.
I'll get the highlights of their speeches.
Yeah, I watch it right now and then. All right, cool. Al, take us out.
Be blessed, be productive, be more. We love you. We out.
Deshaun ain't do it.